Hello lovelies. Okay, so today's little video chat is on my 6-week cut and what I'm eating during my cut, how I select my macros, my approximate calories, and I'm going to be going through my notes here. I'm going to be talking about, tracking my food, am I weighing things, planning out my meals, eating out, what macros I'm prioritizing, my eating times from like my window, when I start eating, when I stop eating, and yeah. Okay, so once again, if you have any questions after you watch, pop them in the comment section below and I will respond with either another video or, just an answer. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see the rest of the videos that I post during my cut. Okay, so as I mentioned in my very first video talking about my cut, prior to this, I was eating at about 22 to 2,300 calories, higher on the weekends as well. So I'm dropping down to 1,900 calories for this cut, at least initially. And that's kind of where my starting place is. I'm not going to be as strict about those calories as I know a lot of people are, but that's just because I'm not doing this for any other reason besides trying to challenge myself and kind of see what's going on and what muscle I built and everything like that. So if we need to go out and we need to eat and I can't be in control of my food, I'm not going to freak out over that. I will definitely talk about how I plan ahead for things, but I'm not really, I'm just not going to panic over that. I'm pretty chill about this, so yeah, that might not be helpful for you, but that's my approach. My mental well-being is always going to be at the top of my priority list, and I don't want to have to be super stressed and have anxiety over eating when I worked really hard to build a healthy relationship with food. So for me, yes, I have a plan, yes, I have a strategy, but if for one day I can't stick to my goals, it's not the end of the world for me, because worst case, I can add a couple days on at the end or just whatever, keep going. Next day is a brand new day. Okay, that being said, yes, my calories right now are around 1,900. I work from home, so I don't exert myself a lot outside of going to the gym daily, besides trying to be active and go for walks here and there. So my calories are relative to me, my how much I expend calorie-wise throughout the day. I know if you have a super active job, your calories might start a lot higher. If you have a sedentary job or like a desk job, your calories might have to start lower. That's just how it goes. For the record, I am 5'8", so I am quite tall, and that's why I can get away with eating like 2,300 calories most of the time and not have to worry too much about like gaining weight. If you are more petite, you're gonna have to start lower, but once again, that's generalization. I know like quite a few petite girls who have had as clients, and they can eat a lot of food, which is fantastic. Just depends on a lot of things. So when it comes to my food, when I did a cut last year, what I did is I gradually decreased my calories as I went. I was also super active at the time. We were living in Europe. I would walk to the gym, I'd walk to the grocery store, I'd walk to the office. I was walking everywhere, so I was walking about like, 15 to 20,000 steps a day, which is a lot more than I walk now. So my calories were higher then compared to when I'm doing my cut now, because I'm just not as active now. That's not what my life is based around. So there is a point to this. And the point is, so when I am planning my meals and I'm tracking my calories, I'm trying to stick to that calorie range. I personally find I do much better with structure. I'm someone that likes to meal prep and meal plan and know what I'm eating tomorrow. That works really well for me, especially when you're trying to stick to certain calories. So what I will do is I will meal plan on the weekend for Monday to Thursday approximately, and cook certain things to keep me on track. So for example, I meal planned this past weekend and I prioritized things that I really wanted to eat. So when it comes to any kind of calorie deficit or being on a cut, you want to include foods you're excited about that you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to eat that. If you're not excited about it, you're just not going to stick to it, and you're going to end up either throwing up food and wasting food, or just eating something else and going over your calories. So when I planned out my meals for this week, I really wanted protein mug cakes, so I put those into my plan first. So I did like vanilla protein mug cakes with coconut whipped cream and pureed strawberries for dessert. So I started by planning that. After that, I was like, well, I'm for sure having my protein pancakes for breakfast because I've been eating those for like 5 weeks and I'm still not tired of them. So I have about like 9 pancakes for breakfast. I make them like taco size, and I just like a line of coconut whipped cream and fresh fruit on top. That's my breakfast. Lunch this week is a baked some tandoori chicken. I slice it up, throw in some spinach, tomatoes, and carrots. Put it in a wrap, put that together. Delicious. I have an orange with that as well. Dinner. Oh wait, before I have dinner, I actually have oatmeal. So I have about half a cup of oatmeal with a banana, and I have some like low calorie syrup, kind of tastes like brown sugar, and I put that on there. Tastes super delicious. And then dinner, we're doing fish, so like halibut or salmon with french fries that I make, and green beans or whatever veggies I choose. So all my meals are super exciting. I'm really always looking forward to them, and that's important for me, to plan things out so I can adhere to what I'm going to be eating. So that food works out to about 1,900 calories, and I will try to stick to that for, Monday to Thursday, at which point I'll plan again for other meals. I will say we have had a couple events where we went out, like we had a birthday party last weekend, and it was a barbecue. So what I did to stay on track is like, I'm not going to be the human who brings my own, here's my own pre-packaged meal list. And I was like, I just don't need to do that. I'm not on competition prep for a show or anything like that. So for me, I just don't personally want to be that person. Kudos to people who can do that. I just am not in a place in my life when I want to do that. So if that works for you, by all means, keep doing it. But my strategy is just to be able to make good choices as I do that. So when we did go out, I prioritized my protein throughout the other meals. So breakfast and lunch, I had protein, and then my carbs and whatever else. But when we did go out, it was a barbecue. So we brought some chicken skewers, which I ate, super delicious. I avoided all kinds of chips. I did not have any of them just because I'm a person with once I start, I can't stop. So I stuck to fruit and veggies, and I even had a little bit of cheese and bread there. Delicious, right on track with my goals, because most of the things that I did snack on were like whole foods and healthy veggies and fruit. And I did bring my own protein, so that worked out perfectly. We're doing a barbecue for my dad this weekend. He's turning 83, and so we're hosting, and I'm gonna plan, selfishly, things that I can eat. So once again, we'll do lots of grilled things, so I have no problem getting my protein in. There's gonna be lots of different kinds of salads and, fruit platters. So once again, easy for me to stick to, and I'm trying to stick to conducive environments that are conducive to moving forward and reaching my goals. When it comes to weighing my food, so what I will do is, if it's a brand new meal for a week where I haven't done it yet, I will weigh things out. But now I've been having the oatmeal every single day. I love oatmeal, so it makes me so happy. But on day one, when I started my cut, I took my bowl, I put on my scale, I weighed out my oats, I weighed out my banana, I was having almond butter or hazelnut butter, so I weighed that out. I did all those things to make sure, okay, this is what your serving size should look like. I continued to weigh it out for 3 or 4 days, and now this week I'm not weighing it out just because I have a good idea what it is, and I'm confident that I can eyeball my portions really well. However, when we had french fries last night, I wasn't entirely sure what my 200 grams of potatoes would look like, so I did put that on the food scale to make sure that what I wishfully hoped 200 grams was and what actually was 200 grams was accurate. It was not, in fact, as much food as I had hoped for, but I had so much veggies that it didn't matter. I couldn't really have eaten more anyways. So yeah, planning out my meals is really important. Weighing my food is important, especially like protein, which we don't always have a really good grasp about what a portion size looks like. I talked about eating out already. When it comes to my actual macros, like I said in the past, I cut my fats when I did my cut last year, and that was really challenging for me mentally because I love carbs. So it was challenging for me mentally, but I also feel like my recovery post-workout was not great, and I was really sore for the last couple of weeks, to the point when I was like, I don't even want to work out, which isn't fun. So this time I decreased my fats, and I'm sticking to fats. Around 20% of my calories will be coming from fats. The rest is protein and carbs. And the reason you want to keep your protein levels high when you're doing cut is to help not only stay full, but to maintain your muscle mass. So when you are losing weight in your calorie deficit, you're not losing the muscle that you've built. So I'm prioritizing my carbohydrates and my protein and decreasing my fats just because that's my personal choice. At the end of the day, if you want to do higher protein and higher fats and decrease your carbs, that works too. It's whatever you can sustain long term. When it comes to when I'm eating, people ask if I do intermittent fasting. I don't do intermittent fasting when we're home. I find mentally it kind of messes with my head, and I get to the point when I was like, I can't eat, and it drives me a little bit crazy and not in a good way. So I personally avoid intermittent fasting just because psychologically it's not great for me. But what I will say is I stick to a 12-hour window where I fast for at least 12 hours. So if I have my last meal at 9 p.m., I will not eat till 9 a.m. or later. And I actually won't even start eating until I'm actually hungry. I know it's very challenging depending on the job you have to stick to eating when you're hungry, but I will say it is important if you can avoid eating just for the sake of eating. So my meal timing varies from day to day. For instance, I didn't have breakfast until like 11 o'clock yesterday. So I had my pancakes at 11 o'clock, and then I had a chicken wrap and orange at like 2. Then I went out for a bit. I came home at 5. I had oatmeal, and then at 6:30 I had my fish and french fries and veggies, and then at 9 o'clock I had my vanilla protein mud cake thing. So it is now 10:57 a.m. I will actually have breakfast as soon as I'm done filming this. So yeah, some people be like, well, you are basically intermittent fasting, and yes, technically maybe I am very close to that, 16-hour window of fasting. Actually, no, I'm definitely not close to that 16-hour window of fasting. But, I probably fast for, I'd say, 13 to 14 hours and then eat my meals in that 10-hour window. That works for me because at the end of the day, it's the number of calories you're consuming. Intermittent fasting isn't any kind of magical thing. It just decreases the time with when you eat your food, which makes it harder to eat a higher amount of calories. I feel like I've answered all the things on my notes, so I'm going to stop talking, and if I missed anything or you'd like any question answered, pop them in the comments below. I will answer them, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see all the other content I'm putting out. Alright, ciao fam!